here to be a part of the 40th birthday roast for, if I'm being honest, the easiest target possible. Our giant man-child, Sir William Campbell's Rapari.
Right, sir.
Lord, no, you get sir. Sir. I wasn't at his 30th roast because he hadn't started making a dishonest woman of my sister yet.
I like this guy.
I expect at the 50th, when he's still making a dishonest woman of my sister, probably still be dodging the whole living together conversation as well.
Oh.
Commitment issues? Nah. Commitment issues. So I was asked to be the MC here tonight. I guess the other 27 people he asked rolled their eyes and gave him 27 excuses as to why he wasn't important. See, they're already raising their hands.
I'm one of them.
Why he wasn't important enough for them to bother. I grudgingly said yes, so here I am. I guess you must sacrifice sometimes for the ones you love.
Aww.
Not to ruin the theme of today's festivities, but I really do love the hell out of this guy.
Why?
Because he's goofy, he's silly, and downright awkward at times. The dude has a great heart, though. He'd do anything in his power to help any one of us at any given time. Unless we ask during, like, Monday Night SmackDown.
He's got like 17 pages of stuff.
And I suppose he'd run screaming if you asked him for money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
But he would be there for sure with a helping hand on Tuesday through Sunday if no money was involved. I believe that.
Yeah.
I do love this goofy motherfucker like a brother, and I guarantee that my life would be way less interesting without him in it. Hey, he's my guy.
It's my guy.
Love you, man. Okay, so we all know Billy doesn't really want to be Billy. He wants to be Batman. I get it, lots of people like their superheroes. But he wants to be Batman so bad that if he was given two options, one, Billy, you can cure world hunger. Or two, you could be Batman and actually arrest the Joker. The world would go on starving. So listen, his birthday was on Thursday. And I was writing these terrible jokes, and I apologize because I know I suck. But anyway, I was writing these jokes on Thursday, and he called me back to talk about tonight. He did not think that he'd have time to roast all of us roasters back because he was too busy with his voiceover acting class. The guy.
That sounds profitable. Yeah, I left that out, Ryan. I didn't tell you that on purpose.
So the guy is literally taking a voiceover acting class so that he can be cartoon Batman one day. Sorry, Jen. If Batman asked Billy to move in with him, Henrietta's house would be on the market the very next day. Sorry, Jen. But he would move in with Bruce Wayne and be his ward, without a doubt. So Billy's off. Once the guy gets an idea stuck in his head, there's no changing his mind about it.
Yep.
The example that I'll be sharing with you tonight, I went through all kinds of ideas because easy target, right? But the one that I'll be sharing with you tonight is inflexibility as it relates to music. Let me share some examples with you guys. So he loves plays, loves to go to musicals, but he hates Les Mis because he had to read the book in high school. Come on, man, you're 40 years old. Get over it. No. Get over it. It's the best musical ever. Give it a chance. Damn.
I mean, Hugh Jackman's hot.
Fair
I knew it. The movie. I knew it.
No, the movie stuff. He is. You may not be able to relate to that one. I understand, but he hates Nickelback. He hates fucking Green Day. How do you hate Green Day? I love
You
Green
hate
Day.
Green-
That's one of my all-time favorite bands. You dick.
It's okay.
God,
It's okay.
It's awful. No, I love it. Love it. Still, those could be bad examples for many of you. But how about this one? This crazy bastard. He hates the Beatles.
I do.
He hates the Beatles.
Me too, brother. Me too.
I'm done. Over.
That's bad.
I'm with you, Bill.
Why?
Why?
Let's get this guy out of here.
There's at least
I don't like the beat.
Oh,
No, there's
come
two.
on.
There's two. Three.
Oh, you're so edgy. You hate the Beatles.
How about kittens and puppies, Billy?
Yeah.
We're definitely not friends.
That's a
anymore.
controversial.
Thank you. See, thank you. I mean, like, how does anybody hate it?
The Beatles?
Isn't that something?
Are you done yet?
No! In my life, I've
Green
never
Day?
heard anything crazy. Yesterday, I was so pissed. I was ready to get back, twist and shout, call for help, and then suddenly I realized I wanted to
Green Day.
hope tonight we can all come together. Because all we need is love. And then I realized I feel fine. Because I'm the law.
hates Green
So, hello, goodbye. And I don't care if he hates the Beatles anymore.
It's not my fault. All the puppies
Alright. So we're having fun tonight. The first person that we have for you seems to really like Billy, but not enough to actually show up to your birthday party. The word on the street, and this is terrible, but the word on the street, she told him that she's got cancer to get out of being his MC.
Oh my gosh.
I know, that is at least in the top 5 of the 27 excuses this guy got. So let's start our video TV thing and get to the biggest pothole hater I know and let her roast Billy. Introducing Pam Pisha, aka
Yeah,
Zupa.
Pam!
Wait, what are you clapping about? She's not even here. Come on, people.
Love Pam.
All right.
Good job, Jeff.
It all started when this dick walked into our Savage Boot Camp workout, talking so much, giving us extra runs, extra planks, extra push-ups, and he was just extra. And this is how he got his name. From that ridiculous M tattoo. Thinking he was all that, he was good. Did I get any royalties for naming him that? Absolutely not.
I know someone who has
And that is because he is so damn cheap.
Big photos.
He can't even afford to pay attention. He is so cheap. He is the one most likely to run rogue at any race because he's even too cheap to give to charity. He's had a few failed bromances, but there's lots of reasons for that. He will even identify as a woman if that got him a cheaper rate at the movie theater. And let's be honest, he's not the smartest bulb on the tree. He will be the only one who will argue that apples have pits and not cores. Science! Which makes all the principals fall in love with him. This porch dick even wanted to show off stuck in a nice pile of snow for all of his savage friends after a nice hot workout got to dig him out.
True story.
He thinks he's dry. Well, let's display who wore it better. Yeah, I came to the same conclusion you did. Yes, he is an idiot savant, heavy on the idiot, low on the savant. But if you ever really need a true hero, Campbell's Soup is always who you'd go to. Campbell's, go ahead and show the symbol that we would need to give when we need your assistance.
To the ceiling.
Do you like ukulele? Yeah. Like Van Halen? Because I love Van Halen.
I made a joke, but she is battling. She had a shit year last year. and
Kick
we
his
hope
ass
that's
again.
fine.
Van Halen.
She will.
Van
We
Halen.
love her.
Because that's, you know,
All right,
there's two.
Fred, you're off.
There's Van
I'm
Halen
skipping your
with David
stuff, so I'll let
And
somebody
then
else.
Van
I don't know him that
Technical
intimately,
stuff.
thank God.
But yeah, I'm letting you off the hook right now. I left my 3 cards over there, so you're good.
I did not
So
know
our
that.
next person.
Look it up.
I'm scared of these next ones because they've got like 30 pages worth of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I did not. So anyway, in the vast 6 days I've had to prepare for tonight, I've been doing some digging on our panel roasters. Next, we have Mr. Jeffrey Moore coming up. Woo! Next, I have come to know as Mr. Marty Moose.
Thank you.
Mr. Marty Moose. Yeah. It's questionable for me to even be in a parade. But when you're in a parade dressed up in a Tiffany blue costume, as a moose, wearing a rainbow tie-dyed vest, with your nose hanging out of its Adam's apple like a neck penis, maybe it's time to reconsider your life choices.
A neck.
And that bit would have been so much better with pictures if you could see it. But if we did that, I'd have to provide you with the bleach and vodka scrub to scrub that entire visual cortex after having seen it. It's pretty creepy. So anyway, let's give a big round of applause for Mr. Marty Moose. Jeff Mayer.
I don't think you have enough alcohol for this.
We've been drinking for 2 hours. All right, well, thank you, Jeff. You seem like a nice guy, and I'm still trying to figure out why you're doing this.
Yeah, right.
Either Billy desperate or you were. So, obviously, out of a couple hundred people that Billy knows, right, Billy had to ask his girlfriend's brother to MC. Right? So Billy, it's pretty obvious, Billy must have inappropriate pictures of you with farm animals, sucking dick, or both.
Can't either confirm or deny that, but
Pam and Fred, I have no idea who you are. Right? I looked at your Facebook pages and both were lovely. Not sure what you did wrong in life to end up on the dais, other than the few pictures of anal sex. But hey, it's okay, unless of course you're Republican, but that's okay. For me, I'm just trying to get into heaven. For Ryan and Adam, this is part of their parole community service for human sex trafficking. Well, it's really good to be here in Roseville, said nobody ever. No one goes to fucking Roseville in January or any other month of the year, ever. Roseville is not a destination location unless you are in America's Most Wanted. Going to Roseville is like going to Schitt's Creek without the creek. Even the city welcome sign says, "Welcome to Roseville, gateway to gonorrhea." On one side I drove by today, it said, "Welcome to Roseville, good luck." On the way out it said, "Leaving Roseville, take me with you." There's a bunch of people who are supposed to be in the audience, they're not here. I'm going to roast them anyway. Danny Myers is supposed to be here, and he's a newlywed. So I said, Danny Myers, as we used to call him, leave it to Beaver. Of course, that takes on a whole new meaning now that he is married. Come on, does anybody really think that Danny wears the pants in that family? I don't think so. Danny once asked me, what is the secret to a happy marriage? I told him to find a woman that can cook and clean, a woman who's an animal in bed, and a woman with lots of money, and to make sure that these three women never meet each other.
Oh my God.
Danny was so naive, he asked me what the difference is between a wife and a prostitute. I told him a wife accepts credit cards. We're not even to you yet. This is good, right? Ryan and Adam, what the hell happened to both of you? I have 2 words for both of you. Stop eating. I am 10 pounds heavier than I was 20 years ago. You guys shit 10 pounds every day. If you don't know, Ryan works in food distribution. Obviously, no one told him he's supposed to sell it and not eat it.
Oh my God.
Ryan, you look like the Pillsbury Doughboy with a yeast infection. You have more chins than a Chinese phone book. Ryan asked his wife once, will you still love me when I'm old, fat, and bald? She said, what's the difference? Adam works in real estate. Adam House Realty, catchy phrase, right? Kind of like itchy venereal disease. It's fitting that Adam sells a house now that he's as big as one. By the way, Adam does stand-up comedy, because I don't know about you, but when I think of funny people, the first thing that comes to my mind are real estate agents. Adam recently posted that he spent 3 hours writing. Who knew it took that long to fill out an application at fucking Wendy's? Billy. Why are we here? Right? What? Billy, what are you, 12? Grow up and use a real name. Billy is the kid you wanted to hit just because of his name. Everyone hates names like Billy and Jimmy, Stan, Marvin, and Ryan and Adam. All names you want to hate. In 10 years, you went from handsome and desirable to this. In another 10 years, we'll be holed up in a cabin in the UP making pipe bombs and sending notes to people from newspaper clippings. On the positive side, congratulations, Billy. You outlived D. Millay in Michigan. We would like to thank the few remaining D. Malays for attending, or as we like to call them, children of the corn. Billy, you cheap bastard. Who throws a 40th party, invites hundreds, and then says, bring your own beer? You schedule a party a year in advance, but you couldn't save enough money for alcohol? Asking everyone to bring their own booze is like throwing a pool party and asking everyone to bring their own water. You cheap shit. Billy's so cheap, we're going to Costco after this to eat samples. And then we're going to National Coney Island and dumpster dive. You cheap fuck. So, you can post pictures of your Mustang but can't offer me a beverage for your own birthday? Billy's so cheap, he once saw a sign that said, watch for children, and he thought, that's a fair trade. Billy, I'm not saying, well, yeah, I am. Billy, you cheap ass, I'm not saying I hate you, but I would unplug your life support to charge my phone. So speaking of abuse, we all know Billy that was convicted of sexual abuse. I meant not convicted, sorry about that. Wow. But on the bright side, Billy, the Boy Scouts and the Catholic Church are hiring. Wow. Speaking of child abuse, Billy has touched a lot of people in his lifetime. Of course, that's all illegal now, and he should be in jail. Billy once wore a kilt to a wedding. Billy wearing a kilt is like Lizzo wearing a bikini. Freaking Ron, you're gonna wake up at 2 o'clock and go, he's right. So why does Billy like wearing a kilt? Because sheep and young boys can hear a zipper from 100 yards away. What does Walmart and Billy have in common? Boys' underwear, half off.
Oh, God.
Now, I'm not saying much, and I was talking to Jen ahead of this, so Bill's dick is so small that Kibbles and Bits want him to be their spokesman. Billy went to see his doctor the other day for his annual physical, and the doctor tells him, you need to stop masturbating. Bill asked why, and the doctor said, because I'm trying to examine you. Billy's life is like his penis, often hard for no reason. In fact, Billy's dick was recently in the Book of World Records, and then the librarian made him take it out. Billy, you know what the difference is between your jokes and your dick? Nobody laughs at your jokes. What's the difference between a joke and 5 dicks? Billy can't take a joke. We all know that Billy is an ordained minister, so he can marry friends. Just what I want. A 40-year-old guy that can't afford beverages at his birthday, blessing the rest of my life. Billy thought recently that he was becoming a deity since people kept asking him, Jesus Christ, what the hell happened to you? And Billy's not a smart man either. No, sir. No. Billy's so stupid his IQ test came back negative. Billy, I don't know what makes you so stupid, but it's really working for you. He's so stupid he accidentally called 911 and then set his house on fire to not look stupid. Billy's so stupid one time after kissing Jenna on her sofa, she said, "Hey, let's take this upstairs." So Billy said, "Okay, you grab one end and I'll grab the other." Get it? And not only is he stupid, right, he's ugly as well. Billy's so ugly when he looks in the mirror, his reflection hides. Right? Billy's so ugly he looks like Macaulay Culkin after sleeping with Michael Jackson. Billy is what happens when Brittany Griner fucks Pee Wee Herman. Think about that one, it's pretty accurate, right? I went to a pro-life rally recently and showed a picture of Billy to Tudor Dixon and she said, "Okay, maybe some exceptions." Billy asked me which sexual position produces ugly children, so I asked his mom. Billy's so ugly he doesn't even qualify for pronouns. We just call him it. Billy's so ugly, what do you call a beautiful woman on his arm? A tattoo. That's it right. Billy once asked Jen to embrace her mistakes, so she hugged him. Billy tells Jen, "I bet you can't tell me something that will make me both happy and sad at the same time." Jen thinks about it and responds, "Well, your dick is bigger than Larry's." Bill, I've never even met her. Isn't that the funny thing? Billy and Jen are having sex in the middle of a dark forest. After about 15 minutes, Billy gets up and says, "Damn, I wish I had a flashlight." Jen says, "Me too. You've been eating grass for the past 10 minutes. I gotta stop on that one. Oh man, what's up with Billy and dreadlocks and all this shit? Billy is to black men what Ryan is to athletes. Billy, you are so fucking white. Billy's so white he makes Stay Puft look like a Mexican. Billy's so white, Jen wears sunglasses during sex. He is so white, Donald Trump won an award from the NAACP. Billy is so white, he once had a threesome with black women and they ended up looking like an Oreo cakester. I thought that was a good one. All right. Now, to be fair, Billy has contributed a lot in his lifetime. Without Billy, companies producing red polyester for clothes would be out of business. Okay? Without Billy, Comic-Con would probably be held in someone's basement in Idaho. Without Billy, Campbell's soup would only be a meal in a can. And seriously, without Billy, the world would be a dull and boring place. Thank you, Billy, for reminding all of us to find the humor in life, to be bold and daring, and to never act your age. Yeah, you can have that. Beautiful. All right.
Our next two roasters are Mr. Toll and Mr. House. Mr. Toll and Mr. House. That's our Toll House roasters there, guys. We have the motherfucking Keebler elves up here. Yes. Nothing but the best for our dear Billy, right? Our first cookie person, Ryan Toll.
Ryan, woo!
I fully admit, I don't know this gentleman, but my brief expeditions trolling his Facebook ramblings suggest he's a big fan of inspirational quotes. Honestly, the guy's got a leak in his tank if he believes these quotes are helping anybody. Seriously. Now let's go through some of them.
Oh boy.
Great leaders aren't the best at everything. No. Maybe not, but they're the best at getting peons to do the work for them, so who fucking cares? Stupid thing to say. Paraphrase the next one. Positivity good, negativity bad. No fucking shit. Great quote, cookie number one. Thanks for sharing. Be teachable. You're not always right. The fuck I'm not. You don't know me, cookie number one. This one was my favorite. Weak leaders blame others for their mistakes, but true leaders are humble enough to admit their mistakes. It's gonna do them a lot of fucking good in the unemployment line. Great advice. Oh, and the beauty of that one is the quote came from a fire officer. Yes, sir. Sorry, officer. It was my fault those 27 people that all turned down the MC job at Rapari's 40th birthday roast died in that fire. Great advice, whatever. There you go. How many life sentences are you gonna get for that one? Great job. Give it up. Cookie number one. Come on, Ryan. All right. Tell us what you got.
Between Jeff Moyer, who's the smartest guy I know, and Adam House, who pretends to be a comedian. That's right.
I had nothing to do with the placement.
So listen, way to troll my Facebook from 1996 or some shit.
That's why you don't post shit on Facebook.
So listen. Facebook is an app, Jeff. I don't know if you know that, because it's...
I'm still writing.
Yeah, no.
I think he typed this on a typewriter.
I didn't write shit about everybody that was roasting us, because I'm afraid of Moyer. I am. But also, Jeff's been the same age since I was a kid. That's not bullshit. Jeff has been the same age since I was 15. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Ryan Toll. I'm really honored to be asked here tonight to roast the third-tier henchman from every 80s movie. Bro, seriously, he looks like a guy from Die Hard, right? Let's not bullshit. He looks like a guy from Die Hard. I know you're probably wondering why I'm here, because Billy and I met yesterday. But the answer is simple: Billy has no friends.
Aww.
Actually, that's not true. We're all really jealous of the people who don't have to be Billy's friend. So I wanted to be funny tonight, and I thought about what I was going to do, and I wanted to roast you really good, but then I thought burning trash is an environmental hazard. Hey, you asked me to do this. So I'm putting together what I wanted to say, but I'm not going to talk nearly as long as Jeff, but I have a lot longer to live, so I don't... So I'm putting together what I wanted to say tonight, and I get a lot of thought to different things that I heard about Billy the last couple of decades, and several people, my wife included, said, hey, you have to put something sincere and heartwarming together. And so I thought, what can I say about Billy that hasn't already been said? And you're handsome, Billy. You're good at your job, Billy. Can we please talk about Batman some more, Billy? Let's go play with Legos. So, seriously, I've never done a roast before, and I had to figure out how to put a roast together, and as it turned out, it was super easy. All you had to do was Google the roast of Caitlyn Jenner, and the jokes practically wrote themselves. Plagiarism is funny. So look, you know, because Billy looks like Caitlyn Jenner. No, but to be fair, initially I Googled Steven Seagal. But much like Billy, Steven Seagal is not cool enough to have a roast, unless he plans it for himself. So then I was like, what am I gonna do? I thought, I could do a bunch of one-liner zinger type things, or I want to tell stories about the old days. Figure I don't want to bore the hell out of everybody, so I'm not telling stories about Billy. So we're gonna use some one-liners. So Billy's idolized Rapunzel since he was a child. Grew out his hair, except instead of letting his hair down, he let everyone else down. So I don't like going after Moyer. I don't just say it. All right, hey, so am I the only one who's ever wondered if Billy had an on-off button? Jen?
There's no off.
Billy hasn't changed since I met him. He should, but he hasn't. Do you guys ever notice when Bill's talking, you can actually hear the sound of others not caring? What's been super fun tonight, though, is watching Billy try and understand what other people are saying about him. It's like if you give a monkey a new tool. And... So, this is really true. So, from the 60s through the 80s, long hair and tattoos made you cool. Now it makes you Billy. Billy's pretty much as cool, but more disappointing as an unsalted pretzel. Jen, don't worry, the first 40 years of adolescence are the hardest. Jen told me earlier she prays every day that he confuses his chapstick and his glue stick. Everyone's entitled to act stupid once in a while. Fucking stop abusing the privilege. No, see, don't worry, dude. You have a personal life. The world needs organ donors. It's an organ donor joke. You fucking be laughing at organ donor jokes. Billy has a tattoo of Jesus on his back.
What?
Yeah, seriously, Bill. Hasn't Jesus suffered enough?
Exactly.
Whenever I see Bill, it's like when that little asterisk pops up and you need an iPhone update, and you think, oh, fucking not now. So most people throw a birthday party for themselves and pay for the booze, to Jeff's point. Billy throws an event for himself where he requires people to talk about it. Beth wrote that, FYI. So I haven't known Billy all that long, right? And so did you know he was hit by a van and survived, and he decided that he might be the second coming of Jesus.
He's not.
Which explains the hair and why he creepily asks to wash my feet every time I see him. Listen, we can vote on this, but the first thing Billy would do if he won the lottery was buy a fucking monkey. Teach others. Legitimately, I know everyone always says just be yourself. They don't mean you. No, but so a lot of people don't know that Billy is an accomplished podcaster, because he's not. Seriously though, podcasting, running marathons, construction, logistics, is there anything you can do? Oh, seriously, I'm not trying to insult you, I'm trying to describe you. Hurting you would be the last thing I want to do. I mean, it's on the list, but it's the last thing I want to do.
It's on the list.
All right, so couple of quick stories. This one's, it's only funny if you were there, but I'm still gonna tell it. So I met Billy at my brother-in-law's bachelor party, right? So I knew who he was, but we never. So we're putting a foursome for 18 holes. So I show up, and it's supposed to be Billy and some other people in the foursome. So this is no bullshit. Billy shows up in a pair of softball cleats and a WWE championship belt.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, I guess we're gonna be friends. That's
how I go golfing.
So, like, and I have a video that he full on legitimately, because I'm a bit of an instigator, for those of you that don't know me.
What?
Yeah, no, I know. The shock. So,
Boy.
I'm like, you need the and Billy Happy Gilmore at a fucking shot for like 300 yards. That's the only nice thing I'm gonna say about him. A side note though, do not wear softball cleats on a green. The starter is not happy about that situation at all. So my father-in-law, he passed last year, but he loved Bill. And Bob wasn't a big fan of a lot of people, right? But he loved Bill. But the only story he ever told me about Billy was washing vomit off the steps of his house.
Shirley was there.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about Jen for a minute, and she's too good for Bill. Let's all agree to that.
Yeah, baby. I always thought that.
So, these are your friends, Billy. This is the best your life gets right here. It only goes downhill at this point. So the first time I met her, I was shocked. I'd seen her on Bill's Facebook picture. I figured she was like his court-appointed guardian or something. And then she kissed him, so I really hoped she wasn't his court-appointed guardian. She said, look, when I look at Billy, I wish I could meet him again for the first time so I could keep walking past him. She's obviously too good for Bill. We all just agreed on that. I do hope he never runs out of whatever drugs he slips her on a daily basis to keep her around. That's why they can't move in together, because he should see the drugs. So, but no, seriously. So talking about cinematography, my wife really wanted to be here tonight, but we have children. My mother-in-law's here, and she's the only one who watched my children. That's a whole separate story. She's known Billy for a lot of years, and she thinks he's a great guy. And that lack of ability to judge character is also why she's married to me. I'm only here because Billy wasn't sure that Adam was bald enough and fat enough to do this. So, no, but seriously, and this is my last little, Bill, you're a guy who has it all, except good looks, friends, love, respect. Whatever you
All right. Already heard tonight that Mr. House used to be a comedian. You can see this on his Facebook page, but the one thing about it is it doesn't allow you to see his followers, which is a euphemism for he never had any. Is there anything more pathetic than a former comedian?
Yeah, hosting Billy's roast.
We shall see. I used to be funny, but now I'm not. Or worse yet, I was never funny, and that's why I had to get a real job. Yes, as we heard, Mr. House sells houses. Does that sound made up to you guys? It does to me. A lot of people don't know this, but that motherfucker started out as Adam Schickelgruber. But no one wanted to pay 5% for a 30-year mortgage on a Schickelgruber. So after many false starts, such as Adam Trailer, or Adam Mini Cooper, or Adam Fannie Mae, he struck gold with Adam House. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the man who used to turn off poor, cold, starving people's gas for a living, Mr. Adam House. What an asshole.
Well, it's about to get depressing, so.
You didn't miss all of
Last
it.
one of the night. I wrote 2 pages for Billy.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Adam.
Hi, Billy.
All right, give it up for Adam.
Yeah, that's it, I'm done. Hey, Jeff, I just wanted to say congratulations on your 3rd engagement. Thank you. Did you seal the deal with a ring or a punch card? Hey, fuck you guys, it's gross. Jeff is a Raiders fan and a Lions fan, but he also likes The Notebook, which explains a lot about his taste in football teams. Teams are not existed for years and come out of nowhere just to break your hearts all over again. So, next is Ryan. Of course he's eating. Ryan reminds me of Johnny Lawrence after losing a fight to a swarm of bees. Or if Johnny and Peter Griffin were to have a baby. But Ryan's awesome, man. He sells food and I like food, so whatever. And then Pam. How lazy could you be? Billy only turns 40 once, and let's face it, this probably isn't going to be the only time you have to be canceled.
Whoa.
I'm feeling better about myself. Pam will like that one.
So, Jeff, you're the oldest roaster here, but you never seem to age. You volunteer at the American Thanksgiving Day Parade because you still have items on layaway at Hudson's. Jeff finished his basement, but he's so old that he tricked his help by telling them that this is the last stop on the Underground Railroad. And I thought Freddie was going to be roasting tonight, so I wrote a little bit about you, so sorry.
That's
Here it
okay.
goes.
Go for
Not
it.
sorry.
He's been traveling a lot lately, searching the United States for dirt on Donald Trump, and he found the same amount of dirt as Will last night. Which, of course, now you're not presenting it, so that makes sense. And I said, Freddie cuts lawns for a living. I think it's ironic that a Democrat is stealing work from all those hardworking Mexicans out
They're good workers, though.
So, here we go. Hi, I'm Bruce Lim. I'm a tired father of 5, and I'm sort of like Batman. I rescue my neighbors from their returnables and use them to find new and creative ways to support my alcoholism. Oh, Billy, where do I start? He's the only guy I know that plays with toys more than he plays with himself. He loves Legos. And I'm not sure if it's for his passion for creating or his fascination with shoving tiny things into holes. Speaking of things going into holes, remember when you used to dress like a blood clot? You used to wear a red suit everywhere for somebody who doesn't know. Now you pass that old rag down to your nephew. Dressing like a turdy tampon is one way to announce to the world that you hit puberty. Every year, my youngest son waits for the world-famous host of Soup Can, where Billy asks, "Soup no O." Speaking of no O's, Jen, I apologize on behalf of my friend. I have a friend who's a pharmacist who can help. Anyway, my youngest waits all year to see the recording of Mr. Campbell's read the illustrious trials and tribulations of John McClane, who, like Jeff, has been divorced a few times. Try to save lives against all odds as Hans Gruber and his band of merry mercenaries try to gain control of the Nakatomi Plaza. I think I covered everything. Oh yeah, Laura's dad from Family Matters, who plays a cop on the show, also plays a cop in the movie. That's a real stretch. I think I covered everything. Fuck you, Billy. Die Hard is as much of a Christmas movie as Santa is real or Batman is a superhero. Die Hard is the Coors Light of Christmas movies. Coors Light looks and tastes sort of like beer, but at the end of the day, it's just a cheap option for hacky fans who want to start arguments. How does a grown man romanticize about another grown man who plays dress up and helps people? For fuck's sake, I can be Batman. Does anybody else have dead parents? Just me. Did you know that you can't spell masturbation without Batman? Batman is a superhero the same way the Lions are a football team. You sit through this movie watching some guy hide in the dark to come out and kick a little ass, and then you realize he's just a normal guy with lots of money. It's like watching Lions, because when both of them are over, you feel robbed, depressed, and sad knowing you'll never get your time back. Gilbert Gottfried would have been a better Batman. Billy can't hear out of his right ear.
True story.
Jen, I'm guessing Billy does most of the driving, because after 9 years of nagging, I would go deaf too. Or at least pretend I was. Billy, with your hair grown out and that scruffy beard, you look kind of like a guy who'd get in a fight over the last shoelace in a boot full of hobo chili. You look like the Gibraltar flea market door guy. You look like a used mattress salesman.
Actually, he's onto something.
If the homeless look was a scent by Old Spice, they call it William Michael Rapari for short. So it's funny because William Michael Rapari is longer than the homeless look, and Billy looks somewhat homeless. You got clothes on, so thanks. You look like a budget genie. The kind that pops out of a can of cream corn and only grants wishes for more cream corn. You put the O in pedophile. You're so old now, you probably nap after eating only half of the pussy. You're like a condom at Comic-Con. Dusty, weathered, and your use-by date was 10 years ago. Hey, Billy, thanks for letting us have fun at your expense. You're a great guy. You've done a lot of cool stuff. So let's toast to Billy. I left my beer back there because I'm not responsible. So let's raise a glass to the guy who's too broke to buy his beer.
All right, one more round of applause. All right, guys, as you've heard tonight, Billy sucks. But so do we, so it's all good. Hope you enjoyed our Sir William Campbell's 40th birthday roast. Hopefully we don't have to do this again in 10 years. And William.
Can we cut the mic?
Let's see if I did this right.
Here we go.
I'm William, it's my birthday. Just wondering, have you ever taken a shit that felt so good it made you question your sexuality? What? That's why years ago I became a gay exotic dancer. I danced a little spot on Gratiot and Outer Drive they called me Sugar Cookie for obvious reasons. My sweet dance moves.
What?
One time Jen and I were having a romantic dinner. She held a potato top and said, "This reminds..." That's not even the punchline.
It's even funner just watching her.
Excuse me, where was I? She held the potato top and said, "This reminds me of your penis." I replied, "You're right. If you dunked my penis in ketchup, you'd swallow it more often."
Oh my god!
Oh my God! Sylvester Stallone and Macho Man Randy Savage. When I'm looking in the mirror and touch myself at the same time, it's hard to stifle my giggles when I scream, "Ooh yeah!" as I named my podcast the Soup Can because that's my... I let the laughter come down a little bit. I named my podcast the Soup Can because that's what my asshole looks like after my colonics appointment. What can I say? I'm a big tipper. I met Jason David Frank before he died, who some of you may know as the Green Power Ranger. I guess he decided to give up after he saw what rock bottom looked like.
Oh god!
Right? Who writes this stuff? I once dressed as an elf and sang and danced for the kids in my sister's classroom. It's easier to trick them with the costume than with candy, and cheaper in the long run. When winter,
Just all the pedophile jokes. I'm concerned.
I was in a workout group called, it wasn't called Fireballs, but that's what I wrote here. I was in a workout group called Fireballs. We didn't have a name until the third time I got gonorrhea.
Oh god.
I like to play a game called Hide Your Nuts. Fellas, it's only weird if you make eye contact. I enjoy the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Amazon. That's it. Yeah, I don't know what I was writing there. That's all I got to say, Groceries. I didn't feel like ghosting you guys. I appreciate everything you did coming out and giving everyone laughs and having a great time. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.